Network is the first channel which has come to the ground zero here in Tel Aviv after missiles struck here and multiple locations. If you can see the visual, all the window panes, every balcony has been very severely hit. These are the particles of the missile which came from the Iranian side. This was a children's park. Unfortunately, the cuts were not there. The forces are here. All these residential areas have been badly hit. This is the area, this is the mall. All the glasses have been broken. There were people who moved to a safer location because of the impact. Blast, all the window panes have broken down. Not only sirens, I could hear two loud explosions right now, although the fighter jets were also heard in the sky here in Tel Aviv.
Viewers, good evening. Before we dive into the debate, let's pause and expose a stunning display of political hypocrisy that's unfolding right before our eyes. On one hand, the Congress party led by Rahul Gandhi is doubling down on its tired, baseless narrative, mocking Prime Minister Modi with a caricature video and recycling the juvenile Narendra surrender jibe. On the other, their own senior leader, Shashi Tharoor, has just delivered a resounding slap to the cheap rhetoric by calling PM Modi a prime asset for India on the global stage. This is not just a contradiction, viewers, it's a full-blown embarrassment for Rahul Gandhi and his team, exposing a party so consumed, viewers, by political vendetta that it's willing to betray Bharat's interests to score a few cheap points. The Congress has been peddling a fake narrative, as you've seen, claiming Modi agreed to a ceasefire with Pakistan only after Donald Trump's mediation. This is a dangerous attempt to undermine India's sovereignty and the strength of our armed forces, viewers. The government has clarified not once but multiple times that it was Pakistan, battered and bruised, that begged for a ceasefire. Our forces delivered a decisive blow and Pakistan was left with no choice but to come to the table. Yet the Congress would have you believe that India's leadership caved under external pressure. Why? Because it fits their agenda of painting Modi as weak, even if it means tarnishing India's image on the global stage. Who cares? As long as, Rahul Gandhi can have his coterie, get him a few cheap thrills. And then comes Shashi Tharoor, a voice of reason within a party that's lost its way. His words calling Modi's energy and global engagement a prime asset are not just praise. They are a direct tribute to his own party's toxic narrative, viewers. Tharoor, knowingly or not, I don't know, has exposed the Congress's intellectual and moral bankruptcy. While the world sees Modi as a leader who's elevated India's stature, Rahul Gandhi's team is busy crafting cartoons and hashtags to drag Modi down. Is this what the Congress has been reduced to? A party that can't celebrate India's rise because it's too busy settling personal scores? Viewers, let's ask the real question here. Is it too difficult for the Congress to be patriotic? Salman Khurshid, Congress's own, had once posed this question and today it rings louder than ever. Why does the Congress feel compelled to amplify Pakistan's propaganda instead of standing by India's truth? Why must they mock our Prime Minister's global stature when their own leaders quietly acknowledge his impact? There are many. Manish Tiwari, Shashi Tharoor, Salman Khurshid. This is not just about politics, viewers. It's about a mindset that prioritizes politics over pride in our nation. Viewers, instead of mocking a leader who has secured the mandate of the people for 3 consecutive terms, Congress should hang its head in shame for stooping to such juvenile tactics. Narendra Modi's electoral success reflects the trust of millions, a trust built on his vision, resolve and global stature. For Congress to belittle this achievement with caricatures and falsehoods and what have you is not just disrespectful to the Prime Minister, but is an insult to the Indian voter, you and I. Rather than attacking Modi, the Congress should be asking itself, why it has failed to earn the people's confidence time and again. Viewers, this obsession with Modi bashing only exposes their own lack of ideas and leadership. If Congress had an ounce of self-respect, viewers, an ounce, it would abandon this pathetic strategy of vilifying Modi and turn the mirror inward. 3 consecutive poll defeats should have been a wake-up call, but it's clearly not. Where is the introspection? Where is the vision to rebuild a party that's crumbling under the weight of its own arrogance, entitlement, and delusion? Instead of wasting energy on mocking a leader who commands global respect, Congress party should be crafting policies, nurturing leaders, and proving it deserves to be taken seriously. The people deserve an opposition that strengthens the nation, not one that weakens it for petty political gains. Congress's failure, viewers, to rise above this vendetta is a betrayal of that responsibility. Sample the reactions.
कि किसी की प्रशंसा करने की जगह पे जो देश के हालात हैं, जो देश में स्थिति है, उनके बारे चर्चा करना मैं समझता हूं ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण है। पार्टी की एक सीमा है, पार्टी की एक मर्यादा है, और हम ये उम्मीद करते हैं कि जितने भी कांग्रेस के जो सांसद हैं उनको अपनी मर्यादा, अपनी सीमा के अंदर रहना ज्यादा बेहतर होता है।
शशि थरूर ने फिर से आईना दिखाया है और रियलिटी चेक दिया है राहुल गांधी को। राहुल गांधी आज भी झूठ फैला रहे हैं और राहुल गांधी तो पाकिस्तान के प्राइम मिनिस्टर की तरह बोलते हैं। वो भारत की सेना को, भारत की कूटनीतिक शक्ति को कम करके आंकते भी हैं और प्रोपेगेंडा और झूठ भी फैलाते हैं।
Let's open this up. Shehzad Poonawalla, the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Tushar Gupta, Tehseen Poonawalla, Nikhil Jain, political analyst, Ravi Srivastav ji, Dr. Pulla Rao completes this panel. Tehseen, who are these people who are making this, cartoon, caricature video, whatever you want to call it? How does this help the Congress party? Do you sense, or, do you suspect that these people who are behind this don't read papers, don't know what Tharoor is saying about Prime Minister Modi?
Good evening, Pranesh. Thank you so much for having me on the show. There are 2 aspects to this, and I sometimes find it a little disappointing that only one aspect is sort of given more focus to. So if I may say, the Congress being the most democratic party in this country, there's no other political party that is more democratic or more has a bigger heart than the Congress party. It allows for different points of view to articulate. So you obviously, on an international level, you have Dr. Shashi Tharoor, Salman Khurshid putting forward India first, which has been the Congress policy. You will recall in the previous Congress government, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Congress government, Prime Minister, sent the late opposition leader Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Salman Khurshid to brilliantly represent India. The Congress has the heart to do that and does that beautifully. So of course, Prime Minister Modi on a global stage is a statesman. We all agree that Operation Sindoor was correct and we have to put forward our point of view to the country. But domestically, what makes India so beautiful is criticism. And why should the BJP be so touch me not about criticism? Ultimately, today as we see Iran getting destroyed, we see that they did not go in for a nuclear program. And the same nuclear program, 123 agreement, when India was getting an exception, the same BJP got cash into the parliament to derail it. Nobody called the BJP anti-India. Nobody said they were doing a disservice to India. You heard their point of view. That is a democracy. On a global stage, when India was getting the 123 agreement without signing the nuclear supply group treaty, and an exception was being made to India, India was leading the world in that. The BJP tried to derail it.
Now, Tehseen, now there are, like you said, 2 aspects. I couldn't get the second aspect, but there are 2 aspects to what you... 1 minute. 2 aspects to your argument. You say Congress is the most democratic party. I don't know, you are yet to substantiate. I can't, find any example, because you see a party that does not even treat its president with respect. How can you say we are the most democratic party? Then you bring in
the subject matter of the democracy.
But you were. Now you are in the BJP. Tharoor, you say, is an international, represents Congress party on an international level. Really? So Tharoor can say what he wants, but the Pawan Khedas of the world, all the others, will have their own view. It's like 3 Congress parties. Tharoor Congress, Khurshid Congress, and then you have, this Congress. But Shehzad, we'll get to the Iran question a little later. Respond to what Tehseen is saying about Congress being democratic, etc., and that you should take it in your stride.
First of all, I am the Jita Jagta Praman of Congress's thriving democracy, that once upon a time when I had asked that there should be elections in the party, look what they did to me. And they made even Shashi Tharoor persona non grata after he challenged Khadge ji, and then he kept India first, not Parivar first. And Tehseen himself and his dear friend Sanjay Jha have also faced democracy of Congress party. But today that is not the debate. Today the fact of the matter is that what has Shashi Tharoor done? He has only articulated a position that puts Indian armed forces military might first, and it puts India's diplomatic strength first. And is Shashi Tharoor off the mark? Is he only praising the government without any substance? Let me give you 5 facts. Canada had not apparently invited us for G7. Not only did Canada invite us, but it accepted that Khalistanis are a national security threat, never done before, even today when we speak on the anniversary of Kanishka bombing. Secondly, Maldives pe hum fail ho gaye. Tehseen used to come and say this in debates. The same Muizu has said India is the closest ally. Thirdly, Qatar se hamare 8 log kab वापस आने वाले हैं? The same Qatar sent our people back. Saudi work visas were apparently cancelled. This was another lie that was peddled by the Congress party. It turned out to be completely fake. Jairam Ramesh peddles a fake document attributed to the United States government which never existed, only so that he can make the Videsh Niti look weak. This is the same Congress party whose national spokesperson peddled a fake picture of ANI tweet which was never there, that Modi was not invited for the photo op in G7. This is the level of lies they indulged in only because they have to settle scores with Modi. They did Rashtra Virod because they wanted to do Modi Virod. And let me give Tehseen an example. Tehseen, when Manmohan Singh's ordinance was being torn by Rahul Gandhi, when Manmohan Singh was abroad, there was BJP, whose Narendra Modi as chief minister defended the honor of Manmohan Singh when Nawaz Sharif called him Dehati Aurat. These are the 2 aspects. Vajpayee ji, when he was sent in the panel to represent India, the BJP was not sitting here calling those parliamentarians as terrorists. Jairam Ramesh did that. So there are no 2 aspects, there are 2 faces. And since you like limericks and songs, ये नरेंद्र सरेंद्र वाला बनाया तो मैंने भी एक बना के लाया है. गांधी है नाम मेरा, चोरी और पाकिस्तानी परस्ती काम मेरा, मैं देश को पैसे चुराऊं, पार्टी को डुबाऊं, मैं चोरी चोरी चीन से आंखें मिलाऊं. This is गांधी का काम. Let me also give you some examples. This is the official tweet of the Congress party where POK, नेहरू जी ने तो दे दिया था और अब रिएटरेट कर रहे हैं कि पीओके पाकिस्तान का है, पाकिस्तान परस्ती नंबर 1. Then we have seen the manner in which they have constantly taken the side of Pakistan. 2611, what did you do? You gave most favored nation status to Pakistan and you said it was done by Hindutva terror. Then what did you do about surgical strike? Questioned it. What about Balakot airstrike? Questioned it. Today the question is only this: surrender. Surrender के बारे में Congress can say things because in 1971 it is the United States, the same United States you believe, has said that at that time, despite the military saying that take POK, right, take Kartarpur Sahib, Indira Gandhi gave away our 93,000 prisoners of war. In 1994 the nuclear test was stopped by the Congress party and it was Vajpayee ji who came and did it. Which foreign policy pressure was there on you? You should explain it.
This is called surrender. Response, and I'll bring in the others.
There are 3 aspects selectively taken out of context. Since the BJP spokesperson decided to go to 2611, where I lost 2 of my closest friends, including Hemant Karkariya Martyr, who was doing a press conference since India was fighting the terrorists out there. Who was the one who was releasing as the BJP? Nobody called him anti-national. To the extent those who called this Hindutva terror are today in the BJP fighting elections from Uttar Pradesh, Kripa Shankar Singh. Now let's come to the aspect at hand. The fact is that the Congress and its members of parliament rightfully represented India brilliantly internationally and put forward India's point of view. There are questions. Maldives was a question. The Prime Minister solved it. As an opposition, it is my duty to come on times now and question.
Where is the acknowledgement? If you raise a question and if you get a response, there is never an acknowledgement, Tehseen, and that's the problem. You see, even in this surrender narrative, how are you taking off? From where are you taking off? Who said surrender? Trump is saying, even Pakistan has not said it in so many words. So how can these, Congress strategists, the so-called strategists, then take off and say that Narendra surrender, etc. And this has been going on ad nauseum. Let's bring in Nikhil Jain. Nikhil, when will this Narendra surrender narrative, whatever you want to call it, because there is no truth to it?
I think, Pranesh, first of all, these charges of Narendra surrender would go away when the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, would show the courage to come out and say publicly that Donald Trump, you do not have the right, you don't have the audacity to tell the world that you intervened between India and Pakistan, because India is a strong country that has always maintained that the India-Pakistan issue, the Kashmir issue, is a bilateral issue, and no other power in the world has enough might to come and tell us that. Stop saying that to the world. You said it 15 times, but you continue saying it. But what do? I ask my foreign secretary to tell the world about a call that happened between you and me, and then say कि ओहो मैंने कह दिया कि तुमने कुछ नहीं कहा था. अरे खुद आके कह दीजिए. The reason this Narendra surrender narrative goes on so well in the country is because Narendra Modi is not finding the courage to come out. And you know, Shehzad would come out with 1,000 points. Half of them would be lies about how we gave the most favored nation to Pakistan, most favored nation status to Pakistan, which we did not. That was an obligation under World Trade Agreement, which we have given to more than 160 countries, and they have given it to us as well. Practically, the term is a misnomer in today's world. He talks about how Canada is now accepting that Khalistan is a terror problem. He's not telling about the fact that on the 18th of June, Canada said that India is perpetrating terror on its own land. 18th of June this very year. He's not telling you about how Maldives now has Chinese troops on its land, how Sri Lanka has a Chinese naval base, how Bangladesh is cozying up with China, how Nepal is cozying up with China, how Bhutan is cozying up with China, how China was standing with Pakistan during Operation Sindoor, how Turkey was
Congress is cozying up to China, 2008. You missed that point. You missed that point. Just add that. The 2008 MOU, whatever agreement, undertaking, whatever it was. What was that? What was Rahul Gandhi signing? Do you know? I don't think you know, because if you know, please tell us. And by the way, you are saying, you know, Kashmir is a bilateral issue. The Kashmir issue is settled. The person who took it to the United Nations happens to be one Jawaharlal Nehru, not of the BJP or the RSS, but of the Congress party. So it's very rich of you, Nikhil Jain, to come here and say that, you know, this is bilateral, this is unilateral, etc., etc. Tushar?
You know, I was listening to Nikhil Jain and he said the narrative Narendra surrender works very well within the country. Find me 10 Congress MPs who have endorsed it on their social media. 10 Congress MPs. Forget any other party's MP. Forget the opposition. 10 Congress MPs who have endorsed it. None of them. You know, the problem, Pranesh, today is that Congress today has reduced itself to a coterie around Rahul Gandhi, which is made up of P, J and S. Pawan, Jairam and Supriya. The political analysts, the spokespersons of the party, all those who come on various news debates, they think they can dictate the Prime Minister what to do, what not to do. These people are not even qualified to fight on a Congress ticket, and they think they have the moral right to tell Prime Minister what to do. Pranesh, I'll tell you the problem. In today's world, there are a lot of theaters of war. Russia, Ukraine, potentially North Korea, South Korea, China, Taiwan, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Israel, Israel, Palestine, Israel, Hamas, even America for that matter. But you know what is different about India? In India, you only have people who do not stand with the government. Even when Operation Sindoor was on, there was a gang which is affiliated indirectly to the Congress which called for de-escalation. Even today, there is a gang, people like Nikhil Jain, who won't acknowledge that what we've hit in Pakistan. Nikhil Jain on a map cannot point out where is Kardu, where is Karachi, where is Noor Khan, where is Sargodha, what is the impact of Sargodha. He cannot point out any of it. But they want to sit and tell, oh, the Prime Minister has done nothing. Indira Gandhi did not go 350 kilometers inside Pakistan. This Prime Minister went, he bombed them. The first nuclear power to bomb a nuclear power to this extent. And since he's talking about BJP and whatnot, in the 1980s it was Indira Gandhi who vetoed an attack on Pakistan's nuclear infrastructure. This was also from the US intelligence. And since Congress likes to take US presidents a lot more seriously, why don't they remember what Barack Obama said about Rahul Gandhi? A kid who wants to impress anyone but lacks the aptitude to do that. Nikhil Jain, your leader was described like this by the previous US president. Do you accept that? Do you take it as the gospel truth?
Nikhil?
And your leader was characterized as divider-in-chief by the Times magazine on their cover page. Do you accept that? Do you accept every statement Barack Obama or any other president of the United States makes about Narendra Modi? Let's talk about the real issues. I'm least concerned with what Barack Obama thinks about Rahul Gandhi. What I'm concerned about is India's foreign policy, India's defense policy, and how this government is resulting in a complete, absolute failure. there are over 150, 160 countries that voted that there should be a ceasefire between Israel and Palestine because the genocide is happening. That is something that the International Criminal Court has now said. They have made Benjamin Netanyahu a war criminal. But what does this government do? Abstain from the voting despite a long-standing position of the Indian government, including under this Modi era, India supports.
Okay. That's a straightforward question. Let's put that to the BJP.
Let me address this one by one. And please, Nikhil,
Tushar, I'm coming to you after this.
Nikhil, you'll have to be a little patient because I'm going to address each of your lies one by one. First, Nikhil said that Modi ji Trump ko chehre par kyun nahi bolte? He has forgotten in 2019 when Trump said that I would like to intervene in Jammu Kashmir issue. Modi ji told him no thank you, and after that we removed Article 370. In fact, it was Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary at the time who said you can't remove Article 370 because it's not an internal issue, it's a bilateral issue. By the way, intervention wo hota hai when you go to United States and say US and UK are the guardians of democracy, please intervene in our failing democracy. Rahul Gandhi did that. Intervention wo hota hai jo 1948 mein apne Kashmir ke saath kiya. Intervention wo hota hai that after winning 1965 or 1968 you gave away 828 square kilometers of India to Pakistan. Intervention वो होता है जब in 1985 Ronald Reagan writes a letter to Rajiv Gandhi dictating to him the terms of conversation should be with President Zia. Intervention वो होता है जब 1994 में आप एक troop movement का बना देते हैं agreement that you will give the troop movements to Pakistan. Intervention वो होता है when you stop your nuclear test. Intervention वो होता है जब 2004 to 14 you offer Baluchistan, we are the ones involved in terrorism, and MFN status was removed by Modi government. What was stopping you from removing it except for the fact that you have love for Pakistan? Now let me come to another issue. They have spoken about the moral position. Before I go ahead on this Israel-Palestine point, Mr. Nikhil Jain, how many votings have taken place in United Nations on Israel-Palestine issue in which India has abstained? Can you tell me the total number of votes and how many times India has abstained? Let me complete. Just give you 10 seconds to answer this. Do you know how many votes have taken place? The total number? बोलो कितने votes abstain के और कितने votes हुए? हाँ, give the answer. No? Do you know how many votes have taken place totally?
How does it matter when we are abstaining in the last vote? How does it matter when we are abstaining in the last vote?
Now let me
Why did we abstain?
Now let me give you the facts. Now let me give you the facts. There have been totally 13 votes that have taken place. In 10, India has taken a position. And in 3, India has not changed any of its position that we are for two-state solution, that we are not for violence on civilians, that we consider that Israel and Palestine should live side by side. But the 3 positions where we have taken not silence, or we have not said that we don't have a voice, we have taken strategic position. And taking strategic position is wrong. Tell me what is a moral position? To tell 2 friends don't fight, or to side with one friend and bash up the other friend? In fact, you tell me what was your morality when USSR was taking over Afghanistan. What position did the Congress government take at that time? You are so much for the moral position. Please tell me that we stood with Cyprus right now. In Turkey has taken over Cyprus area. That time you were mocking that why you have gone to Cyprus. You changed your own position on Cyprus, which Nehru ji and Indira ji has taken. So morality का जो है वो डिब्बा बना के अपने पास रखिए. Your morality is this, that you want to undermine Indian armed forces.
It's not about morality, it is about foreign policy. Shehzad, it's not about morality, it is about foreign policy. The vote in which India abstained was about cessation of attacks that were committing a genocide. That is something the International Criminal Court has said. Don't please tell me that we should take one friend's side or the other friend's side. One friend here
it's also
is
about
committing
one minute, Nikhil Jain, 1 minute. It's also about principle. He's asking you, have you read Sonia Gandhi's piece that appeared in a newspaper? If you have, you tell me, where was this outrage when Hamas attacked Israel? Did you see any newspaper article? I don't remember. Correct me if I am wrong. अब आप यही बोलेंगे क्या है ये, this exasperation, 1 minute, Nikhil Jain, 1 minute. 1 minute, in October last year, when Hamas attacked Israel, where was this, sanctimonious outrage? Where? I didn't see it. It's not it.
Terrorist attack in But do not try to whitewash the genocide that is happening in Palestine, and do not try to give cover fire to this government for not having the courage to stand up. This is precisely the reason why it's called Narendra surrender.
Let me give another point.
You'll have to substantiate what you are saying. It just can't be, one-way rhetoric.
Just one more point. Please tell me the only time Palestine has given its highest civilian honor to any prime minister. Which prime minister was it? Nehru? Oh, sorry, no. Indira? Oh, no. Manmohan Singh. No. Prime Minister Modi. So Prime Minister Modi is taking a stand which is against our principled position, but the Palestinians are giving him the highest civilian honor. Now 10 seconds, I want to ask you a question. When Tibet was being taken over by the Chinese, immoral, illegal occupation, who gave rise to the PLA? Which moral leader gave rise of India to the Chinese PLA troops when they were taking over Tibet? Nikhil Jain, 10 marks if you answer it correctly.
10 out of?
10,000 because Rahul Gandhi has a higher record of failing, so all party members
Nikhil.
also fail.
Hey, listen, Shehzad, it's very easy for you to sit in a studio and now today question what Jawaharlal Nehru did in 1947.
Oh, why Nehru is some god?
Then in
Nehru is
1950
some
when we
deity.
were
But
made
all of this is
independent.
No, one, calm down. Nikhil, you can counter him on facts. But what is the studio business? If he's saying something which is not true, then you say that Shehzad, you're lying. Before I bring in Ravi Srivastav and Dr. Pulla Rao, Tushar, quick point to what Nikhil was saying.
You know, this is what I wanted to point out. Look how the Congress supporters or analysts whitewashed the crimes of October 7, 2023. Tomorrow, 10 years later, they'll whitewash the crimes of Pahalgam also. You just heard Pawan Khera on a different news channel saying Operation 2611 was a success. कांग्रेस ने क्या किया, कैसे किया, किसी को नहीं पता. उसके बाद दिल्ली में भी बम ब्लास्ट हुए, मुंबई में भी बम ब्लास्ट हुए, पुणे में भी बम ब्लास्ट हुए. भारतीय लोग मारे गए, but पवन खेरा कहते हैं it was a success. Pranesh, this is a very, very calculated strategy of the Congress to whitewash crimes not only against Israel, but also against India by Pakistan. That is why their leaders are going around town saying, oh, Operation Sindoor could have been better, but 2611 was a success. This is the shamelessness with which they are operating right now.
Ravi Srivastav, sir, how do you see this, this narrative that the Congress is pushing?
That narrative is perfect. First of all, I just want to ask the BJP spokesperson who was singing a poem about some Gandhi. I don't know which Gandhi he referred to. Did he talk about Mahatma Gandhi? Did he talk about Firoz Gandhi? Or did he talk about Sonia Gandhi, Indira Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi?
Are you here to defend Mahatma Gandhi? Mahatma Gandhi would be ashamed if you are defending him. You are here to defend a Nakli Gandhi. The only Nakli Gandhi is getting that poem.
The nation, you are abusing him. The man who is called the father of the nation across the world. Even the Modi today pulls his head wherever he goes out and puts his head on the speaker.
Ravi Srivastav, no, 1 minute, calm down, one minute.
Pranesh, please, I request you.
Ravi Srivastav, इतना ही आपको रेस्पेक्ट है अगर महात्मा गांधी के बारे में, तो महात्मा गांधी ने क्या बोला था कांग्रेस पार्टी का क्या करना चाहिए सर? वो तो आपने किया नहीं.
और ये एक वाक्य, केवल एक वाक्य, इनका भी लाइन था नरेंद्र सरेंडर. नरेंद्र वैसे विवेकानंद जी का नाम है, तो क्या आप विवेकानंद जी की बात कर रहे थे क्या? मतलब आप कौन सी बेवकूफी की हद पर बैठते हैं? गांधी का मतलब एक ही गांधी है अभी जो देश के नाम पे गांधी का टैग लगाकर घूम रहा है, नकली गांधी. तो प्लीज मिस्टर रवि श्रीवास्तव, टेक योर
लेट हिम आंसर द क्वेश्चन आई आस्क्ड. रवि श्रीवास्तव जी, सर ये जो नरेंद्र सरेंडर का नैरेटिव है, एक मिनट सर, आप सीनियर लीडर हैं. रवि श्रीवास्तव 1 मिनट सर, काम डाउन. ये 1 मिनट सर, ऐसे मत कीजिए, तबीयत खराब हो जाएगी. रवि श्रीवास्तव जी, ये नरेंद्र सरेंडर ये कार्टून बना दिया, आज एक वीडियो लगा दिया. सर आप 1 मिनट, कांग्रेस पार्टी किसको मानती है? ट्रंप को मानती है या भारत सरकार को मानती है?
Mr. Narendra Modi has got no guts to stand up and speak. After 37 days, he is sending a message through a government servant that I said this. This is utter nonsense. Nobody will accept it.
Sir, पहले तो, you know, the contempt with which you are speaking about the foreign secretary, this is the दरबारी mindset. तो ये तो classic दरबारी mindset of the Gandhis. Now आप ये पूछिए अभी कौन से गांधीज हैं दरबारी mindset? एक ही गांधीज हैं सर, जहां दरबार लगती है, और वो दरबार अब ये नया वीडियो बना रहा है. You are not answering my question. You tell me, if Shashi Tharoor is saying something, should he not be taken seriously?
If bootlicking of Modi is a patriotism, then I am unpatriotic.
Sir,
please
don't lick his boots. Just answer what Shashi Tharoor has said.
Yes, now come to the point. What Shashi Tharoor has said, he is the last person to touch the BJP. He doesn't believe in their ideology. 1.
But
Second
sir,
thing he
even the
said
person
that
who
we
does
should-
not believe in the BJP's ideology is praising Prime Minister Modi. So you're defeating your own argument.
out that Nilambar poll and the Congress won it. He was kicked out from that poll. So let him do whatever he wants. It is his choice, whomsoever.
Sir, did
he
Rahul
wants to
Gandhi
praise.
campaign there? Rahul Gandhi ने campaign किया था?
It is up to Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi,
नहीं,
Sonia
that is the
Gandhi,
reason. That is the reason why you won. Is that the reason? Rahul Gandhi was kept out of campaigning and you won. रवि श्रीवास्तव जी, आप लोग खुद ही आके ट्रोल करते हैं गांधी को, फिर इधर उधर सवाल पूछते हैं. Let's bring in Dr. Pulla Rao. Dr. Pulla Rao, what do you make of this, for lack of a better word, sir, this attack by the Congress party that nobody is buying?
No, let me bring you the Constitution. There is the specific role of the opposition. Our job of the opposition is to oppose, whether it's the British Parliament, American Parliament, Indian Parliament. Without that, there cannot be democracy. What are you suggesting? That the opposition fold up? It cannot be. I take you back when Manmohan Singh was Prime Minister between 2004 and 14. The BJP, then the opposition, disrupted every session. They opposed, as my friend has said, Tehseen has said, the nuclear deal, that most precious achievement for country's security. Was it not that they were playing the role of the opposition? That's all they said. How can you say there should be no opposition? The opposition must be there. Whatever straws, whatever concrete, whatever they can do, they should oppose the government. Keep the government on its toes. You can't have some society where there's mutual praising.
Okay.
It cannot go on.
Okay,
You
Dr.
don't have
Pulla Rao, you see, very nice that you've invoked the Constitution and said that the job of the opposition is to oppose. But sir, have you heard the term principled opposition? Is Tharoor not from opposition? Is he from the RSS? There are others also. I am only singling out Shashi Tharoor because he is more relevant to the debate that we are having. 1 minute, sir, I am not done. 1 minute, 1 minute. Does the Constitution also say that you stand up for terrorists? That is what the opposition has been doing. Which provision of the Constitution tells us that you write mercy petitions for people who kill our security forces? You tell me, which provision of the Constitution?
The entire Constitution gives you the freedom to write what you want.
Okay.
And what you want to say is Article 19. You can't dictate what they write, what they don't write. It is for the President to reject the mercy petition. Let me bring you something else. I would have admired Shashi Tharoor's article more had he also mentioned that the government should take in the opposition together within the country. When you bring laws into parliament, you don't ramrod them. Whether it's a Waqf bill, CA, you discuss with the opposition.
Okay.
You co-opt them.
Okay, that's a big charge. The BJP spokesperson responding. Tehseen Tushar, coming to you next.
First of all, I am surprised at the confidence of Congress supporters to invoke Constitution 2 days before emergency's 50th year. But having said that, Pulla Rao ji, you show exceptional confidence in that regard. Let me ask you, the Constitution talks about a body called ECI. आज बाइपोल का नतीजा आया, nobody questioned ECI. आज सब ईसीआई का एकदम स्वागत कर रहे हैं. ये रवि श्रीवास्तव ने तो बोला कि देखो हम कैसे जीते बाइपोल, और कल बोल रहे थे महाराष्ट्र में मैच फिक्सिंग हो गया था. ये तो आपके संविधान के प्रति कमिटमेंट है. हाँ, मतलब जब जीत गए तो ठीक है, वरना संविधान की नहीं मानते.
बोल रहे हैं रवि.
हाँ, नहीं रवि जी तो बोलते ही रहेंगे. इनका काम जैसे बताया बोल रहा है भाई. सोचना.
रवि श्रीवास्तव, ये सवाल तो है ना. अभी आपने बोला हम कैसे जीत गए, एक भी सवाल नहीं पूछा कि ये बैलेट पेपर से हुआ था या बाइपोल.
वो ड्रामा देखते हुए 25 साल हो गए.
ड्रामा तो ठीक है, बाइपोल बैलेट पेपर से नहीं हुआ था रवि श्रीवास्तव. जो पॉइंट है सर, देखो
जब होना था हो गया.
जब कभी कभी कंसीड भी कर लेना चाहिए, कोई बात नहीं.
सेकंड पॉइंट, अभी पुल्ला राव जी का सेकंड पॉइंट, पीर सर का सेकंड पॉइंट. सर, हु सेड डोंट आस्क क्वेश्चंस टू मोदी? रोज तो आप हमें क्वेश्चन पूछ के ये करते ही हैं. पर मैं पूछ रहा हूं, डीजीएमओ ने अनाउंस किया था, डीजीएमओ अनाउंस सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक. Then who asked the question of DGMO that it is a खून की दलाली? When the armed forces said Balakot airstrike took place, has Congress accepted till date? Ask Mr. Nikhil Jain if they accept surgical strike. Ask him. They accept surgical strike and they apologize for the 2016 comments that were made by Rahul Gandhi.
Strikes, you mean? Chutput strikes.
Chutput, Operation Sindoor failure, surrender. Now ask Mr. Nikhil Jain if he accepts.
Let's get Tehseen. Dr. Pulla Rao says The job of the opposition is to oppose. So we will close our eyes and oppose everything that comes our way. Everything.
May I make 3 points? Under this honorable Prime Minister, the most barbaric, notorious terrorist organization in the world, ever in the history of the world, ISI, was called to Pathankot. Me and Pulala ji on 10 times now had opposed it. Nobody called the Prime Minister names. We knew this would lead, what this would lead to, but the Prime Minister took a decision. We stood by our Prime Minister. It backfired. Nobody called him names. Nobody said he's anti-national. The same BJP government, you're talking about Maryada of opposition, got cash inside Parliament to stall the nuclear deal where India got an exception. They got cash. Nothing can be a bigger downfall for the Parliament of India. Nobody called him. Please, 1 second. Please, 1 second. Please. Today we are very worried and we would like our Prime Minister to address us at 2 ends. Number 1, in an all-party meeting chaired by the Honorable Prime Minister. What is wrong in that? Number 2, today, what is India's leadership position in the global south? If we have the Prime Minister speak about this, how is it we are being anti-national?
Answer those questions quickly, then we move on.
Now, very specifically, because Tehseen Poonawalla said that the most notorious organization, ISI, I'm glad you accept it. By the way, the ISI did 2611, you all called it Hindutva project. And by the way, 2611 ke alawa Samjhauta was done by the ISI, you all said it was Hindutva project. Pulwama was done by the ISI, you all said it was a Hindutva project, you all said it was an internal job. And finally, Tehseen Poonawalla, your government went and said, Baluchistan, we do terrorism. Sir, and by the way, when Prime Minister Modi got the ISI here, what you are saying, it is actually the admission of Pakistan that they were involved in the Pathankot attack. That is why they came here to accept that, yes, we have accepted that this is done by us. So Tehseen, you should actually laud Prime Minister Modi and you should ask yourself that why you are accepting in Baluchistan that we were doing terror. Now, having said that, let's come to the other part. This special session demand that is coming, Supriya Sule is in BJP? Why Supriya Sule is not accepting your demand? Oldest political leader in your alliance, Mr. Sharad Pawar, and youngest political party, Aam Aadmi Party, both are not with the position of Congress. Why? Are they also against your position?
Okay.
Offer special session. We're saying an all-party meeting chaired by the Prime Minister.
All-party meeting has already been done.
Chaired by the Prime Minister. The Honorable Prime Minister was not present there. He should be present.
Okay. So everything that the Prime Minister says, you will not have an objection to? Is that the case?
One second. All-party meeting chaired by the Prime Minister, Tehseen? Final, no? Now, Tehseen, tell me, Prime Minister said surgical strike in 2016 was a very well done thing. Your leader Rahul Gandhi has said Khun ki dalali se Rahul Gandhi is wrong.
Listen, let's talk about the
अब
present.
बताओ प्राइम मिनिस्टर का सुनना नहीं है, पर चेयर कर दो प्राइम मिनिस्टर आ जाओ चेयर सुनेंगे नहीं हम आपकी।
तुषार
कनिष, एक तो ये चीज कांग्रेस के एनालिस्ट को समझनी पड़ेगी, चाहे वो तहसीन हो या निखिल जैन हो, इनकी विम्स और फैंसीज पे देश के प्रधानमंत्री नहीं चलेंगे। ये नेशनल एडवाइजरी काउंसिल का जमाना नहीं है कि प्रधानमंत्री को कोई ऑर्डर देगा, किसी को और प्रधानमंत्री मान लेंगे। दिस प्राइम मिनिस्टर विल डू व्हाट द नेशन डिजायर्स.
Right.
The PMO desires, not what some random Congress analyst desires. Number 2, they want an all-party meet on Operation Sindoor. Problem is, Pranesh, that they do not even believe the basic facts of Operation Sindoor. They do not want to discuss it. When has the Congress trinity of PJS ever discussed the success of Operation Sindoor? What we hit in Sargodha? Why have they never discussed what we hit in Sargodha? ये सवाल पूछते हैं हमारी डिफेंस कैपेबिलिटी क्या है. निखिल जैन यहाँ पूछते हैं फॉरेन पॉलिसी क्या है.
You know, we can go on and on and on. The takeaway of this debate for me is Ravi Srivastava celebrating the victory of the Congress in the bypolls in Kerala, also admitting that the Congress party won because Rahul Gandhi did not campaign there and the EVMs are fine because the Congress has won that seat. Let's see how the Congress, the other Congress responds to this. I thank all of you for joining. Shift our